I'm sorry. I should have been making this content sooner, but guess what? I am getting an education. All right, listen, I know we all can't be that, on top of things, but I have to be on top of things, and because of that, I couldn't upload this video until now, okay? All right, now sit down and watch this video so I can make more and have more patience for this. Usually, I have not been able to go to Pokemon Worlds. Most often, at least in my concept of Pokemon Worlds being a thing, it's been in other countries that I do not have access to or during times where it just doesn't make sense. But this time, it was literally 15 minutes from my house. Pokemon Worlds in Anaheim was probably the worst and best thing to happen to me over this summer. The worst because now I have spent solid on Pokemon cards. Combined. Not all at once. Oh my god, no. But with me and my partner Dipskis and other various people sending me Pokemon cards, it is probably a solid okay? But listen, okay? I'm bad with money and I really like Pokemon. They own me. It's not my fault. With this great opportunity, we were able to go for one day on Saturday. And that was very exciting to me because I have always wanted to attend a Pokemon Worlds competition, and very exciting to my partner because we have never gone to a convention center before, but we have individually gone to conventions with our families or friends. So being able to finally have this time together and experience a con together, with both of us being very much in a quote unquote nerd space, was very exciting, and we both were looking super forward to this. Pokemon World was massive. It was huge. It took up the entire building of the Anaheim Convention Center and then some. There was a section for PSA. We had to go to a separate building to get our badges. All three halls of the Anaheim Convention Center were packed with Pokemon. And when I say packed, I mean packed. They used up every square inch they could, from tables to play the games, to the museum, to the trading corner, to the 3 different stages that they had. Oh my god, no, this place was huge and it was amazing. It was such a good experience to be able to go and walk around and see so many other people with the same exact interests and hobbies, and people who have a favorite Pokemon. And when I say people have a favorite Pokemon, I mean people had a favorite Pokemon, and when you looked at someone, you knew what their favorite Pokemon was, and that made me so happy. I looked like a little bit of a freak because my favorite Pokemon isn't Lickitung, but he is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it just so happens that there is more merch of Lickitung than there is of Flygon in the world for some reason. I was able to find multiple Lickitung stuffed animals and things to clip off of me than I was able to find anything Flygon for literally 75% of the day that we were there, okay? And that was my goal. I had one goal. Okay, 2 goals. But my main goal was to find something Flygon, Trapinch, or Vibrava related to have as merchandise. Because the only thing I have is a single Flygon Sitting Cutie plush that I got 3 years ago. And only because someone else bought it for me because they knew that I loved Flygon, and it has been sold out, 1, ever since. And 2, I don't know why. Pokemon, I'm sure you don't hate Flygon, but it sure does feel like you hate Flygon, okay? He's my favorite, that is my everything, and he has not even been one of the first Pokemon in the last couple of games to be included. You always leave him for some DLC or something, alright? Please, just give my boy some love. He deserves it. He is one of the coolest Pokemon ever. Anyways, alright, my second goal was to also just get anything related to my favorite Pokemon or one of my favorite Pokemon, because, shockingly, I don't have a lot of Pokemon merch, even though I used to. I've just grown out of a lot of it. And when I say grown out of a lot of it, I mean most of my old Pokemon merch was clothing when I was 8 or 9, and I am now 25. So obviously, it's not gonna fit me anymore. All right? Okay. One of the coolest things that I really liked about Pokemon Worlds was the Museum of Artwork for the new set Black and White. This was one of the coolest things I have ever had the opportunity to walk through, because I love the art of Pokemon. I love Pokemon cards because of their art. That is one of my most favorite things. When my brother and I were younger and we would collect cards, I would keep mine based on if I thought they were pretty or cool or something that I liked versus I don't know, how strong they were, because I had favorites and I admired the art. And I have a lot of favorite artists of Pokemon cards, because there are so many cool and different types of ways people want to express how they see these Pokemon and how they want them to look, that when you look at someone's art of a certain Pokemon, you can tell if they really love that Pokemon or not. Like, you can really tell. And each artist usually has about a cult following. If you don't know anything about Pokemon cards, each card is done by a different artist, and a lot of times artists will do multiple cards of different Pokemon across sets as well. And you can find some absolutely amazing artists who do some incredible art for different cards. And a lot of them have their own little following of people that solely collect their art specifically, which I think is so cool. A couple of these are like the Yukamori, who I'm sure is the most famous of all of them because she does the clay Pokemon that you can find. And another cool one is the Anisaki Dynamic, who does these really cool detailed illustrations of different Pokemon and whatnot. Another big one is Tomokazu, who does these beautifully illustrated, sketchy, colorful artwork. His most famous ones, I think, are the Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee that you can find. But they had a couple of really gorgeous arts out on display, full-sized of what would be in the tiny little like 2-inch by like 4-inch box. I don't know if that's the actual measurement. I'm really bad at judging that, but like, you get what I mean. They had some of those out, and I'm going to put them up on the screen, so if you're not already looking, I would recommend that you look, because these were amazing to see. Such blown up, gorgeous HD quality of this art. Like, it is my dream to own some Pokemon art as like a poster. The closest I can get right now is getting the full art cards, but there's so many artwork of Pokemon that are only in those little squares that I would just love posters of. I would love to have postcards of. I would love to anything that I could get my hands on where I can look at this art in up close and in a gorgeous detailed way. That would make me so happy, and I'm honestly shocked that Pokemon hasn't done something like that already, to be able to have that artwork to be shared in that way. Moving on from that, honestly, the Pokemon space was a lot more positive than I realized it was in person. Usually, people are a little bit more toxic when it comes to Pokemon, especially right now with this massive craze that is the Pokemon cards and how scalpers are running rampant in the hobby. Like, it is exhausting, trust me, I am currently going through it. But like, being able to be there and meeting so many cool people has been amazing. One of these was this girl. She was so nice. Oh my god, she did not have to do anything that she did for us. But me and my partner Dipskis were hanging out near the pin trading section, and this girl comes up to us, and she starts chatting with us, and she asks us about the Pokemon Center, if we've been yet. We had to break it to her that no, I wasn't able to get a reservation. I didn't realize that I had a deadline to reserve, and I wasn't able to get us in time. We were mentioning how we were kind of sad because Dipskis had really taken a liking to the Toedscool that's on roller skates, one of the mascots for Pokemon Worlds this year. She pulls out this pin and goes, "Oh, well, I just bought this. Do you want to trade for it?" Let me tell you, I would have given her my entire life. I'm gonna be honest, I regret not giving her I think she wanted the Skarmory that we had picked up, but we had picked it up for Dipski's brother, but like, honestly, fuck that guy. She should have taken it. I regret not doing something sooner, but we ended up mentioning that, and then so she pivoted to something else, which I'm sure she was fine with, because I would hope that she would say something, but if not, and you're watching this, please let me know. I will send you that Skarmory. We don't need it. That guy. I want you to have it. If you still want it, I will mail it to you. I swear. But anyways, and then there was this other time where we were over in the merchant hall, which, by the way, Pokemon, you gotta vet your merchants, because like every single one of them was selling the newest sets for almost triple what your guys' retail was, which is, I don't know. I understand that like if you wanted to get it retail, like, you know, get into the Pokemon Center that you had, the little pop-up, but like, come on. The merchants that are at your event should not be allowed to sell your $50 ETB for $125 to $150, okay? Yes, I did buy it. Yes, I was grumpy about it, but like, come on. Throughout this time, I had been looking for a Trapinch in anywhere that I could, and I was never able to find one. Not a single card of Trapinch, not a single card of Flygon, not even, I mean, there was one Vibrava, like, alternate art, but I already had it, and so I didn't want to spend any money or get a second one when I already had one. But I was on a hunt, and throughout this time, multiple times, people told me that they had a Trapinch earlier that weekend, but not today. So I was very, very quickly running out of motivation to continue asking, because the idea that there was no Trapinch broke my heart, or the fact that I had missed out because we came on Saturday and weren't able to get in on a Friday was killing me. All right, like I was going through it, let me tell you. Now, another thing that I want to mention is the gaming hall. So the convention center itself was kind of shaped like an E with how they had it set up for Pokemon Worlds, where they had 3 different stages. One was the main stage where they had like interviews and like chats and stuff and talking. It was next to a food court. It was near the museum and the trading corner and the meet and greet, which, by the way, I saw Jaden Animations. She is so pretty. Like, I mean, I've always known that she's pretty, but like in person, she is one of the prettiest women that I've ever seen in my life. All right, like she is gorgeous. Next to that, the following stage was the stage where they had the actual championships set up. Each championship had its own like little section. There was Pokemon Go, and then it was the video game, then the card game, and then Pokemon Unite, which, by the way, there is a massive following for Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite, which I did not think possible. Also, Pokemon Go is like kind of insane, all right? I was watching these people play this game, and the strats that they were going for were absolutely insane. All right, like they were, at one point, they just like stopped even tapping the screen, because I think it was something with whoever tapped first would be at a disadvantage for the next round or something. So they both just stopped and just stared at each other and then waited for the time to run out, which was like, okay, what the hell am I looking at? But it was cool because then the person who had ended up not going won. And listen, I don't understand it. I just think that it's impressive that there is a meta to Pokemon Go ranked. I don't even know how that's a thing, but like it's a thing, okay? Don't ask me how, I don't know. The other one was Pokemon Unite, which honestly became another slight obsession for me. I have not been able to put that game down really in any of my free time because I have been so obsessed with just playing Pokemon Unite. It's a really fun game, all right? Don't knock it till you try it. I know it's a little cringe, but like, listen. And as we were walking around, Dipskis had mentioned to me that I should go and check out and see if this plush like centered booth did have any Trapinch in it. At this point, I'd probably checked them like 6 or 7 times walking by and taking a look at their selection, and every single time I did not see a Trapinch. Finally, this time around, I walk in, there's a couple of people in front of me, a couple of people moving around, and from the corner of my eye, I see him. He had his little head sticking out, and I knew it was him the moment that I saw him because of his eyes, and I grabbed him the quickest that I could possibly grab him, and I paid for him so fast, I didn't even look and see how much he cost. This motherfucker cost almost $40, all right? Now, look, I get it. They gotta make a living, okay? I'm sure that booth table thing at Pokemon Worlds costed them an arm and a leg, but $40 for a plushie that fits in one of my hands if I grip really hard? Guys, please. Yes, I bought him. No, I am not happy about the price, but I love him so much. That is my son. That is my baby. He is my everything, my angel. I would do anything for Trapinch. I've really been inspired by Coop and Beard Dad, which are 2 YouTubers that mostly focus on short form content, and a lot of it is positivity around the Pokemon community, where they both hand out cards, binders, just various things to kids especially, to kind of get them to want to be in the hobby and to continue this hobby further. Right now, it's really stagnated because scalpers have been kind of ruining this hobby beyond recognition. People are looking at Pokemon cards as an investment rather than a hobby and something to collect and enjoy, which is kind of exhausting for someone who does just want to collect and enjoy these cards, because I can't just collect and enjoy them. Instead of being able to go into a store and buy maybe a $5 pack, I have to wake up at 4 a.m., get in line with a bunch of other sweaty men, and there's also a chance that I'm not even first in line, even at 4 a.m., and pray that there will be cards at this store or location that I'm at to be able to pick up cards at retail price. Because if I don't do that, there is a low chance of me being able to find Pokemon cards, especially in my area. And scalpers run rampant. The amount of times that I see on Facebook Marketplace people selling cards that you can buy in store for $5 for $30 to $40 for a single pack is kind of disgusting. It makes me feel gross. It makes me not want to be in the hobby. But I push forward and make the effort because this is something that I really do enjoy and I want to see continue on. And when I have a kid, I'd like them to have a nice collection. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Sorry that's a little bit ranty, and again, I am sorry that I have not been uploading content like I should be. I'm hoping to get a little bit more back into it. I do have some short form content that is set up. A few things are already uploaded on my account, not live, but private, because I want to kind of get things rolling before I start super uploading all at once. If you like the Pokemon content, I know I've done a couple of Pokemon videos before. Let me know in the comments. I do want to do more Nuzlocke and type things. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far, and if you haven't made it this far and you clicked off within the first 5 minutes, whatever, okay? Fine. I see how it is. Whatever.